Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a little walk around, show you what I put on my razor. I've had it for about a month and a half, 2 months, and I put some things on it, and maybe this will help you out on things that you're looking at or things that you're potentially thinking about buying. So anyways, this razor was put on its side by a lady, so you can kind of see on the fender there's some cracks and stuff where she broke through the plastic. So I took just a wood burner from Harbor Freight and put one of the metal tips on there and actually essentially melted the plastic back together and kind of welded it to a sense. After I did that, I put this Rhino lining to kind of cover it up a little bit and changed the look of the razor all in all. I also did it on top of the dash and in the bed. The next thing that we did is I bought these mounts right here for this light bar. This is, I believe, a 32-inch light bar, which is, from what I've heard, is kind of big for a Razor 800. But those cost me 20 bucks. I think the light bar cost me like 40 or 50 bucks, something like that. Pretty cheap on Amazon. But yeah, it was a good deal. So the next thing that I put in there was down here, there's a ammo tin. And what I did is I put on this little handlebar here, you can see back there, I put some conduit clamps on that were able to just strap right in there. And then on the ammo tin box, I just put a bolt through there, and I put a little bit of silicone in there, so it made it waterproof because it's a waterproof ammo tin box that you would use for hunting or whatever it may be. I took the handle off because obviously it's upside down. Over here, you can just open it up, and I'm able to, keep my insurance in there. I keep it in a plastic baggie just to keep it nice, and I put, some Allen wrenches and maybe some, small little tools and air pressure gauge, stuff like that. Some things that you might need out and about. The next thing that I bought, and I believe this was like $30, kind of pricier, but well worth it. But this little panel right here fits perfectly into this area. I was able to put the factory switches in, and then I've been able to add my own switches, which is really nice. And so I've been able to hook that up, and as you can see, that's from my light bar. It's nice and bright. So anyway, it's really cool. I plan on taking this out eventually and just putting a USB port in there, and then having some lights for either whips or my reverse lights that I'm going to do. I haven't really quite decided. So anyways, then I put a little cell phone mount there. I was going to use my cell phone for the music, but I found my iPod works a little bit better, kind of smaller and just easier, and if it breaks, it's not as big of a deal. Right above that is my Bluetooth module for my pile amp. I think that cost about $80. The amp's just up underneath the seat. There's a little extra storage bin. It's a waterproof amp, and it's been working great. I think it's 600 watts, and it powers these wakeboarding speakers really, really well, and couldn't be happier about that. The next thing I put in there was for safety, because I'd heard so much about it. Just a little bit extra peace of mind if you were to get into a crash, is these PRP 4-point harnesses. I got them off of Amazon. Once again, I'm huge on buying things on Amazon because it's just easy and simple and really nice. But these PRP harnesses they're really nice. I mean, they're super comfortable. They're just, they got real thick pads on the shoulders. And the nice part, and from what I was looking at other ones, is this actually has, a seatbelt area. And so you just snap it in. You don't have to kind of like, kind of finger it in there and, how the other ones were. They just didn't seem as smooth and as efficient for me as these. These seemed like they were really nice. I left the seatbelt clip in on that side because we have a dog, and so I'm going to build basically a little seatbelt leash that goes in there, and then he'll be in on his own little harness, so he'll be nice and safe and be able to kind of go and cruise with us, and then not do anything too crazy. The next thing that I bought were these Powersports speakers. I bought that Same time that I bought the amp. I got these off of eBay for like 120 or 140. The one issue I had with them on this bracket right here, I didn't realize, but it's just pot metal, so it's not extremely strong. And I had them kind of hanging as if it was a wakeboarding speaker, and they're just not really built for that. They're kind of a cheaper speaker, and I found just resting them on that back bar works really well, and it doesn't interfere with the seat or anything like that. So now it's all secure and it's all good, and I kind of JB welded it and manipulated it to where, you know, it works good. Next thing I put in was these bear claw doors. I just put these in last week, and really simple to put in. I think the hardest part that I had was kind of manipulating it in there and getting this door to actually swing open and close efficiently and where it needed to be. But it's just got a couple bolts right there on the roll cage. There's, you know, handle right in here, opens up, suicide door. There's a bolt right there behind the seat, and then there's another one that goes right there, and that's the one that I had the issue with. Adjusting that, that's like the last thing that you want to actually screw in and tighten up, because it'll kind of jostle the door to where it won't actually shut. But really nice, just slam shut, and they're really smooth, and they make the razor look really good. Gives you that extra sense of security inside of it, and you can put your arm up on it if you're just kind of cruising around, not really, you know, just putting around, not doing much. So really nice, gives you that extra sense of security and maybe a little bit of safety. I don't know how well they would hang if you got into a wreck or whatever it may be, but it actually took longer to take the factory safety bars out than it did to put the door in. So lastly, well, not lastly, but I got my bed here. I Rhino lined all that, and I came up onto the rails, and you know, it worked really good. I bought the Rhino lining when I was you know, a kid, so I bought it quite a bit ago, so to me it really didn't cost anything. It was just kind of hanging out in the garage anyways, so to Rhino line it was no big deal. And then over here up on my wall, I have my flag for going out to the dunes, but this little piece right here I got off of Amazon for 20 bucks, and if you can kind of see there's a nut there on the back side. You can look these things up. Some people had bad reviews on them because that nut would back off and essentially they would lose their flag and it would come out. Well, the issue is when you get it sent to you, that nut's not tightened all the way up to where the nylon has engaged and it's not locking in. So you got to tighten it up a little bit so that way it goes in there. But we used it out at Sand Mountain, Nevada for Halloween, and it works great, and it plugs right into these, you know, these holes, and you can put them really anywhere you want. I mean, you can see there's tons of holes around here, and so really worked great. And you know, I got mud on my flag, and it had quite a bit of weight on it, and it held no problem. Then I got this fire extinguisher mount. I haven't put a fire extinguisher on there. I just got it the other day. I just put it on there just to see how it's going to fit. I don't even know if the fire extinguisher is going to fit right there, but it's there for the time being. So anyways, it was 30 bucks, and I think it's well worth the investment. If something were to happen and you have a small engine fire or anything really, you have the availability to at least throw something on it and possibly stop it before your entire machine burns up. So anyways, the other thing that I bought with it was these DWT Dune paddle tires just for the rears, and then the I think they're ITP rims, but I got them from Rocky Mountain ATV. Really nice. Got them for like 280 bucks for the rears. So haven't gotten to try them yet, but I'm hoping they will make a little bit of a difference in the sand and be nice, suitable tires for me. So I really like them. They look like they're gonna hold up and everything. So as you can see, you know, that's the Razor. And thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll have updates on things that I put on here. I paid $5,000 for the Razor, and it only had 100 hours on it. So to me, it was a good deal, and you know, it's pretty clean. It was all stock when I got it, and so these are just some of the things that I put on it. and I'll give you a little preview of the music. Like I said, these speakers are super loud, and hope you guys have a good day. Comment, ask me questions about any of this stuff, and I'll let you know how things go.